I wanted to be in a band because I needed to find something about myself, something that was my identity. I remember even as a child getting very frustrated with the fact that I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't know where I fit in, where I belonged, what I was good at, and music was my outlet. And as soon as I started the band with my little brother, we named it Halestorm and everything, obviously a long-term plan, and a light switch went off, or a light bulb went on, whatever, and there was an explosion that happened, and everything fell into place. My life was then, it had a purpose and a direction, and it got to the point that I couldn't introduce myself to anyone without saying also, "Hi, I'm Lzzy Hale, and I'm in a band called Halestorm." I knew this band was special really from the moment it started. My brother and I started it together, and we've always had amazing chemistry, and even though we're kind of polar opposites as far as personalities go. I've always been the Dean Martin to his Jerry Lewis, but I think it works for us. And he was born a star, and I've had to work very hard to make sure that I'm actually decent at what I do. But I knew it was special from the moment that we started, because everything all of a sudden made sense, and everything came second after we started the band. This was the only choice. There was no backup plan. We had tunnel vision, and we haven't stopped since. If the band hadn't worked out, I would still be writing songs in my room, probably have some makeshift job that I didn't really like. I don't know. I think that if I hadn't stopped and started the band, I'd still be trying. Thankfully, I started it at an early age and had enough time to really figure it out, by now, what I'm doing. But if there wasn't music at all, if I didn't have 1 ounce of music in my body, I don't know, there would have to be some other creative outlet or some other outlet to channel my feelings. Maybe it would be kickboxing. That way I could just beat the hell out of somebody. Sometimes I feel anxious. I don't necessarily get nervous anymore. I remember when I was a kid, I was actually a very shy / nervous child. And it was the band that kind of brought me out of my shell, so to speak. But I don't really get nervous. I get anxious because I want to know what people think, and I want to know, that's part of the beauty of it. The beauty of music is that you get to create something out of thin air and then release it into the world and get people's opinion on it. Especially nowadays, and with YouTube and Facebook, you get instant feedback. So it's definitely something that I get excited about and antsy about. I'm surprised that we've survived this long. I'll say that. There have been many tours where I look back on it. I maybe not necessarily at the time, because you kind of think you're invincible after a little while, and it's not until you look back on, say, our 2006 tour with Shinedown and Seether, where we were all doing, at least 13 shots of tequila every night with no responsibilities but just to get up and play, and staying out to all hours of the night, and losing my little brother because we almost left him in Toledo, Ohio, and because he got out of the bus too early, or he locked himself into a dressing room, or I'm surprised that we're still here, but for whatever reason I feel like we were meant to. So maybe we're a little bit more cautious nowadays, but we were definitely a little reckless when we were younger. The most emotional that I've ever been on stage, I think, was really, it happens more and more now, because we're a very stop and smell the roses type of band. Every milestone, we definitely take the time to to look at it and look at each other and you know, just get crazy about it. I think that the most emotional I've been recently has been, we just won a Grammy for one of our songs called Love Bites, So Do I, and we didn't think we were one of those bands ever. We didn't think we were going to be one of those bands that was going to be recognized by a recording academy and for what we've done and the work that we've done. We've been a band for 16 years, so after that milestone, I remember having our next show, and we were playing, I was playing a piano ballad called Break In, and the entire audience started singing every word louder than I was, and I can get pretty loud, and they were just yelling at the top of their lungs, and I remember just getting that choked up. I was about to break down and, you know, just get the tears and the waterworks, and it's just such an amazing thing. It's such an amazing thing to stand up in front of an audience and have them sing lyrics back to you, lyrics that you didn't think anyone was going to care about, and to be able to touch lives like that, and to do what you love with the people that you love every single day, and everything gets rolled up into one, where all of a sudden you're on stage and you start thinking about, oh my goodness, these people that are in front of me are just like me, and they're really emotional, so it's getting me emotional. And then I look at my guys and I'm like, wow, look at how far we've come. Can you believe that we're in the UK right now, or Europe right now, or Japan, and still doing what we love? I think that happens more and more often now. My 15-year-old self would think I'm crazy. You know, I think that she would approve of everything that we've done, but I think my 15-year-old self would tell me not to sweat the small stuff and just go with the flow, and you know, don't think too much. You know, because I remember being 15 and not really thinking at all. I definitely had a plan. We were going to be in a band and we were going to do this forever. But there was no real goal. And I think that now I'm very focused on the daily tasks and the, you know, whether management or label or the audience is going to like something. And I think that my 15-year-old self would be shaking her head saying, just get out there and do it. Just get out there and do your thing and don't worry so much.